Welcome to Brindavan, a Parthasadi family Samarpanam to our beloved parents, a space for enjoying Vaishnava Sampradaya, Slokas, songs, Divyadesa Pasarams, and much more. Namaskaram Uttam Bhagatas. Today we will see the Arthanabam of Slokam 97 of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam in our Ayiram Namangal, Ayiram Gunangal series. रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं श्रीशैलेशदयापात्रं दीपत्यादिगुणात्मकं यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्यजामातरं मुनिम्
अरौद्रकुण्डलीचक्री विक्रम्यूर्जितशासनः शब्दादिकः सप्तसहस्रशिशिरः शर्वरीकरः.
The first nama in Slokam 97 is Araudraha. He has all the wealth, he has all the nidhi, all kinds of Aishwaryam. But due to his auspicious qualities, he is calm and does not feel elated about it. He doesn't show his wealth or he is not affected by his wealth. So that is Araudraha. Nama is Araudraya Namaha. The second Nama is Kundali. Kundalam is the jhumkas that Bhagavan wears in his ears. So he always wears a kundalam and all other divine ornaments. Vishnu is basically Alankara Priya. So he is Sundaram because the divine ornaments get more beauty when it's worn by Bhagavan. So Nama is Kundaline Namaha. Several Arvar Pasurams describe Bhagavan's divine ornament. We'll see a couple of them now. In Tirupallandu, 8th Pasuram, Periyalvar sings about Perumal wearing the divine ornaments, particularly the jhumkas or the kundalam, what he is wearing for the ears. Neyyadai nallador sorum, நேதமும் அத்தானை சேவகமும் கையடை காயும் கழுத்துக்கு பூணுடு காதுக்கு குண்டலமும் மெய்யிட நல்லதோர் சாந்தமும் தந்து என்னை வள்ளுயிராக்க வல்ல பையுனா பகைகொடியானுக்கு பல்லாண்டு கோருவனே. He says, I sing Pallandu to that Perumal who is wearing all the Divyabharana. Thirumangi Alvar in Tirunedantandagam, 21st Pasuram, sings about how Perumal comes and stands in front of him with all the Divyabharanam, with his beautiful long hair and all the, he describes him very beautifully. மைவண்ணம் நறுங்குஞ்சி குழல் பின் தாழ மகரம் சேர்க்குழை இருபாடி இலங்கி ஆட எய்வண்ணம் வெஞ்சிலையே துணையா இங்கே இருவராய் வந்தார் என் முன்னே நின்றார் கைவண்ணம் தாமரை வாய் கமலம் போலும் கண்ணிணையும் அரவிந்தம் அடியும் அகுதே அவ்வண்ணத்தவர் நிலைமை கண்டும் தோழி அவரை நாம் தேவரென்று அஞ்சினோமே. He says, I thought that was Perumal. I was taken aback with the beauty. He had long hairs, then he was wearing in his ear, he was wearing Magaram Ser Kurai. That is a type of earrings which keeps shaking, which keep dancing. And then he had a beautiful lotus-like mouth. Tamarai vai kamalam polum. And his eyes were like again Arvindam, like lotus eyes. What a beautiful description of Sriman Narayana. Chakri is the next Nama. He always adorns the divine discus or the Sudarshana Chakra. And he is always ready to protect his devotees with his chakra. That shows his Rakshana Guna. That is his protection of his devotees. Nama is Chakrine Namaha. All this whole slokam talks about Bhagavan's divine weapons and how he protects his ardent devotees. Nammalvar in Tiruvayamozhi 7.4.1 sings Aaliyazha Shangum Villumazha Disaivaazhazha Tandum Valumazha Andam Mozhazha Mudipadamazha Appan Vuzhazha Ulagam Kondare. He sings about all the divine weapons that Bhagavan has to take care of his devotees. Vikrami is the next Nama. He dispels everything going against his desire or will, and he just takes care of it and he removes that things. His actions are fascinating and very heroic. Like when he took the Trivikram Avataram, within instantaneously, first he came as a little dwarf, and then how he immediately, instantaneously grew to humongously to reach the sky is really heroic. Nama is Vikramine Namaha. There are several references of this Trivikram Avataram throughout our scriptures. We will see one from Nammalvar Tiruvayamozhi. Nammalvar sings about Perumal's Mayangal and his heroic deeds. பிறந்தாரும் வளர்ந்தாரும் பெரிய பாரதம் கை செய்து ஐவர்க்கு திறங்கள் காட்டியிட்டு செய்து போன மாயங்களும் நிரந்தன் ஊடு புக்கு எனதாவியை நின்று நின்று உருக்கி உண்கின்ற இச்சிறந்த வாஞ்சுடரே உன்னை என்றுகொள் சேர்வதுவே. He says, when do I ever reach you? That Bhagavan, that Krishna, that Sriman Narayana, who did all the Mayangal and who was close to the Pandavas, the Pancha Pandavas, and who took the Mahabharatam war, who took the side of the Pancha Pandavas in the Mahabharatam war and made them win the war. When do I reach you? That's what he is asking Bhagavan. His commands cannot be disobeyed even by Brahma, Indra and the Devas. He is the superior-most authority, and even the Devas and all the Nityasuris, everybody just obeys his command simply. Like Brahma, Indra, Shiva, everybody obeys. They all follow his commands. Nama is Urjita Shasanaya Namaha. Tirumazhi Alvar in Nanmohan Tiruvandadi, 38th Pasanam, sings about how everybody has to obey him, even the Devas. Even all the Devas have to obey whatever he says. Agaipil Manusarai Aru Samayam Puhaithan Porugadaal Neer Vannan Puhaikkum Elethevar Vaalaattum Evvaru Seigayum Appodozhum Azhaippu. He says none of the Devas can even disobey him in the least. Everybody has to obey him. Tirumazhi Alvar, Nanmohan Tiruvandadi, 38th Pasaram. Shabdadigaha is the next Nama. He cannot be described in words. Shabdam is words. He cannot be described in any way, because he is so beautiful, so great, and he is so much superior that it is impossible to describe him. Even all the tongues of the Adiseshan and all the Vedas and even Goddess Saraswati cannot describe him completely. His greatness cannot be described completely in anything. There's only a part of him can be described in by anybody or everything. Even the Vedas talk only about a part of him. Nama is Shabdatikaya Namaha. Nammalvar in Thiruvaimozhi 2.5.8 sings about Bhagavan's greatness and how he cannot be described. பொன்முடி அம்போரேற்றை எம்மானை நாள் தடந்தோள் தன்முடி ஒன்று இல்லாத தந்துழாய் மாலையனை என் முடிவு காணாதே என்னுள் கலந்தானை சொல் முடிவு காணேன் நான் சொல்லுவது ஏன் சொல்லீரே. இது சொல் முடிவு காணேன். I do not see the end of describing him. So I do not know how to describe him. That's what Nammalvar says. From here on, Gajendra Moksham is described. Gajendra Moksham is one of the instances when Bhagavan Sriman Narayana comes instantly at the call of his Bhakta, the elephant Gajendra. So it's a very interesting story how Bhagavan understands the language of the animals and comes and protects them as well. The nama related to Gajendra Moksham, the first one is Shabda Sahaha. That means Shabdam is again voice on the sound. He understands the voice of even the animals. Gajendra Moksham. So when the Gajendra, who was doing Pushpa Kainkaryam, every day he used to come to the pond and take the lotus and offer to Sriman Narayana. One day when he came to the pond, there was a crocodile which came and started biting the feet of Gajendra. And he had excruciating pain and he screamed, Adi Mulame. And that very moment, Bhagavan was there on his Garuda Vahanam. That very instant he was there. Then he sent his Sudarshana Chakra to kill the crocodile and relieve Gajendra. In this, we see how Bhagavan gives moksham to two people, to two animals. One is the crocodile was actually a king who became a crocodile due to a curse of a rishi, and he got moksham when he was killed by Bhagavan's Sudarshana Chakra. The elephant Gajendra was relieved of his pain and Bhagavan took him along with him to Paramapadam. This in short is the story of Gajendra Moksham. The nama is Shabda Sahaha. How did he reach there? Because he understands the language of animals. Nama is Shabda Sahaya Namaha. Shishiraha is the next nama. He reached Gajendra, the elephant, as soon as the very moment he heard him calling Adi Mulame. On his fastest transport, Bhagavan came. What is the fastest transport? His Garuda Vahanam. And he came with all his Sudarshana Chakra and Panchayada weapons. And he just used the Sudarshana Chakra to kill the crocodile, who was in fact King Hu. Nama is Shishiraya Namaha. Tonradipudi Alvar in Tirupalli second Pasuram sings about how Bhagavan comes and protects the Gajendra. He sings about Gajendra Moksham. கொழுங்கொடி முல்லையின் கொழுமல அணவி கூர்ந்தது குணதிசை மாறுதமிதுவோ எழுந்தன மலரணை பள்ளிக்கொள் அன்னம் ஈன் பனி நிறைந்த தம் இரும் சிறகூதரி விழுங்கிய முதலையின் பிறம்புழை பேழ்வாய் வெள்ளைருன அதன் விடத்தினு கணுங்கி அழுங்கிய ஆணின் அருந்தேர் கெடுத்த Arangattamma Paliyandrulaye. This is how Bhagavan came and protected Gajendra and relieved him from the pain. Sarvarikaraha is the next nama. It's the last nama in Sloka 97. He has the weapons for destruction of the enemies, to dispel the enemies, to annihilate the enemies. They are the Panchayudam, that is Shankam, which is the conch, Chakram, Sudarshan Chakram, which is the discus, Sargam, which is the bow and arrow, the Nandaki, the sword, and the Gada, the mace. He used the discus or the chakra to save Gajendra, the elephant, from being killed by the crocodile. Even though he had all the weapons, in the Nrsimhavataram, he could not use any of his weapons, but he used his own nails as weapons to kill Hiranyakashipu. So he can use anything. He has everything to annihilate the enemies. Nama is Sharvarikaraya Namaha. Summarizing Slokam 97, he has all the wealth, but due to his auspicious qualities, he is calm and he does not feel elated about it. He does not even realize that he has all of that, but he does not show it off. He always wears the kundalam and other divine ornaments. The ornaments get their divinity and beauty when they are worn by Bhagavan, when it is adorned by Bhagavan. He always adorns the divine discus, the Sudarshan Chakra, which he always has with him. He is always ready to protect his devotees with this chakram, showing his Rakshana Guna. He dispels anything going against his desire or his will. His actions are fascinating and very heroic, like the Trivikrama avatar. His commands cannot be disobeyed even by Brahma, Indras and the Devas. He cannot be described in words. Even the tongues of Adiseshan or all of the Vedas or even Goddess Saraswati cannot describe his greatness completely. They all describe, but they cannot describe him completely because he is so vast. He understands the voice of the animals even. That is how Gajendra Moksha takes place. He reached Gajendra, the elephant, as soon as he heard him calling Adi Mulame on his fastest transport, Garuda, carrying the Sudarshan Chakra and other Panchayudam weapons. He has the 5 weapons of destruction of the enemies: the Shankam, the conch, Chakram, discus, Sargam, the bow and arrow, Nandaki sword, and the Gada, the mace. He uses the discus or the chakra to save Gajendra, the elephant, from being killed by the crocodile. So this shows how he instantaneously comes and protects, and his weapons of destruction of the enemies. This brings us to the end of Slokam 97. See you all in 98.